Mercedes and Toto Wolff are thinking hard about Lewis Hamilton's successor at Mercedes, but that is no easy job to do. As Toto proudly proclaimed that maybe it's time for someone bold, they have turned their attention at a rookie who is dubbed to be the next Max Verstappen. And as many of you already guessed, that driver is none other than Kimi Antonelli. Let's take a look. Toto Wolff, the head of Mercedes, hasn't ruled out the possibility of having Kimi Antonelli join the team next year. With Lewis Hamilton leaving for Ferrari, Mercedes is on the lookout for a new driver to partner with George Russell. The Mercedes seat is highly coveted, given the team's success in recent years. Many drivers are eager to fill the vacancy, and one potential candidate is Kimi Antonelli, a young talent from the Mercedes Junior program. Antonelli is set to make his Formula 2 debut this year after winning the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. However, Wolff emphasizes that a decision on the team's lineup won't be made hastily. The anticipation builds as the search for the new teammate for Russell continues, making the Mercedes seat a focal point of the racing narrative. As Mercedes looks for someone to fill Hamilton's shoes, Toto Wolff wants to make sure he picks the right person. He's taking his time and not rushing the decision. When asked about Kimi Antonelli, a young driver in the Mercedes Junior program, Wolff said, "Kimi has been with us since he was 11 and we've enjoyed watching him grow, but he's only 17, and even though he's done well in his early races, I want to ease the pressure on him. He hasn't started Formula 2 yet. He had a tough test in Bahrain, and I want to see how he does in his first F2 races with Formula 1. There are many good Formula 1 drivers available for next year, so we're considering all options, but the decision won't be made anytime soon." So the search for Hamilton's replacement continues, with the story unfolding in the upcoming races. But who is this young prodigy? Let's take a look. Back in 2007, a young sensation named Lewis Hamilton burst onto the F1 scene. He quickly climbed the ranks, winning titles in the Junior Series. In his debut year, he won 4 Grand Prix, and then he became a world champion in his second year. Now, as Hamilton makes a move from Mercedes to Ferrari in 2025, there's talk of another rising star taking his place. Could 17-year-old Andrea Kimi Antonelli, a Mercedes Junior driver, step into the shoes of the 7-time champion? Toto Wolff, the boss at Mercedes, added fuel to the speculation, hinting at the possibility of making a bold move. "Maybe it's a chance to do something bold," he said. Although Kimi Antonelli, commonly known as Kimi, hasn't raced beyond regional Formula 3, and he's set to turn 18 in August, he's already seen as a potential F1 candidate. His impressive record has earned him enough super license points to qualify for F1. The story unfolds as the young Italian driver becomes a contender for a seat in the pinnacle of motorsport. Back in 2015, Kimi Antonelli clinched his first karting championship, marking the beginning of his impressive journey. By 2021, he transitioned to single-seaters and bagged 2 European championships, following it up with 2 F4 championships the next year. In the previous season, he effortlessly secured 2 regional F3 championships in his debut attempt. Now, as he gears up for his first Formula 2 season in 2024 with Prema, there's a buzz in the air. If Antonelli can maintain the stellar performance he's shown so far, he might outshine experienced F1 reserves like Felipe Drugovich and Theo Pourchaire, patiently awaiting their F1 opportunity. Antonelli's racing resume speaks volumes, surpassing even former F2 champions. His fate in F1 hinges on his Formula 2 performances this year, alongside Ferrari Junior Oliver Biermann. Toto Wolff, the head of Mercedes, emphasized the importance of letting Antonelli focus on his F2 campaign, considering his young age and recent transition from karts. Antonelli's preseason testing with Prema turned heads, especially when he outpaced fellow F2 drivers in F3 cars during heavy rain. As the racing world watches with anticipation, Antonelli's journey from karting to potential F1 stardom unfolds. Will his meteoric rise continue in the challenging world of F1's feeder series? The story of Kimi Antonelli suggests that the best may be yet to come. Kimi Antonelli's journey into racing started like many others. At the age of 7, he hopped into a go-kart for the first time. 2 years later, he stood out by winning the EasyKart International Grand Final, even though he qualified on the 11th row with more than 20 racers ahead of him. As the seasons rolled on, Antonelli continued to develop in the WSK, a prestigious karting series in Europe that played a role in the careers of Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, and Logan Sargent. In 2018, he claimed victory in the WSK Champions Cup 60 Mini, and also triumphed in the ROK Cup International Final. The turning point came in 2019 when Antonelli had a standout year in karting, securing wins in the WSK Supermaster Series and the WSK Euro Series. He even impressed at the FIA World Championships, finishing 5th in his debut, with podium finishes in the FIA European Championship and the Italian Championship, along with back-to-back victories in the WSK Open Cup and WSK Final Cup. Toto Wolff recognized his talent and signed him to the Mercedes Junior Academy. In 2020, backed by a Formula One constructor, Antonelli continued to shine in karts, winning the WSK Euro Series and the FIA European Championship. The following year marked his transition to single-seaters, competing in selected events in the Italian Formula 4 Championship and the Formula 4 UAE Championship. Although he finished 10th in the Italian series, he found more success in the UAE, securing 2 wins and multiple podiums. In 2022, Antonelli returned to the Italian F4 Championship, asserting himself as a future F1 prospect by winning 13 races, along with dominating the ADAC F4 Championship with 9 race victories, 12 podium finishes, and 7 pole positions. One of his standout moments was at Yas Marina, where he edged out his teammate by a mere 0.003 seconds to take the checkered flag. The enthusiasm led both young drivers to continue racing for an extra lap after the race had officially ended, creating a memorable scene with Ferrari Junior James Wharton in tow. And so the story of Kimi Antonelli's rise in the world of motorsports continues to unfold. Now let's talk about Kimi Antonelli's recent exploits that have really caught everyone's attention. While his entire racing journey is impressive, it's his latest performances with Prema in the Formula Regional Series that have truly made him stand out. In 2023, Antonelli took on both the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine and the Middle East Championship. These series use cars based on the F3 model, providing more power and driving complexity. And guess what? Antonelli thrived in this environment. Racing on circuits familiar to Formula One fans such as Imola, the Hungaroring, Spa-Francorchamps, Paul Ricard, Monza, Zandvoort, and Yas Marina, Antonelli dominated. It wasn't a one-time thing. He consistently outperformed the competition. The result? 8 victories and an impressive 10 podium finishes in total. Now riding the wave of his stellar performances, Antonelli has earned a promotion to Formula 2 for the 2024 season, and he's sticking with Prema. The kid has a lot to learn as he steps into the challenging F2 scene. Mercedes, with their experienced approach, can take their time before making a decision, possibly waiting until mid-season. The real question for Kimi is not about just winning the season, but proving himself as a top-notch driver by the season's end. If he's on track to win, that would be truly remarkable. However, the challenge lies in the growing expectation that he should be an instant F2 champion, which might be unlikely despite his evident skills. Amidst the buzz and projections, it's essential to acknowledge that Kimi is already achieving something most of us can only dream of. The pressure is mounting, especially with the constant chatter about the Mercedes F1 seat whenever he faces a microphone. Yet both Prema and Mercedes have a track record of handling their talents well. They excel in managing public relations, with robust press teams and a focus on mental coaching. Unlike some other programs, they prioritize the emotional well-being of their drivers for long-term success. Kimi, being the youngest Mercedes signee with an impressive karting background, has faced significant pressure before entering FRECA. Those who work with him praise his ability to handle pressure, drawing parallels to Max Verstappen's composure in the face of hype during his early F1 days. I guess only time will tell. What are your thoughts? Who do you think will be Lewis Hamilton's replacement? Let us know in the comments below.